number 9 on special moves.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, so I will say if you're looking for a bag of holding, roll plus charisma. Nice. Now I have to figure out what a fair price is for a bag of holding. You find one for a fair price, though.
I'm just thinking if a health potion is like
50?
gold.
Yeah, it's probably fairly expensive. Like, I just kind of wish it had some kind of... I mean, I know it's up to me, but...
It has no guideline, like, whatsoever.
I know.
Yeah.
In that little list. Like, is it 100 gold? Is it 10,000
No, it's...
gold?
I mean, it's definitely more than 100, because plate armor is 350 coins.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't imagine it costing as much as, like, a house or something like that. So that puts it well under 2,000.
But a house is actually, like, about the same amount. A house is comparable in price to plate armor.
I mean, a house was
a cottage is a comparable in price.
Cottage is.
Yeah.
Okay, that's true.
I would say it's probably more comparable in price to a house.
So
2,000.
You find it for a fair price, which you can't afford.
I would say...
Okay, so it'd be somewhere around 2,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
But who knows? You might find one in the next chest we open, which we should get to.
And what would Zed need in order to make one of these in a ritual?
You keep having me bounce between the SRD.
Well, I mean, the party could definitely use it.
Okay, so you would have to find a place of power first to draw upon that place of power to create a magical effect.
Okay, I know where there's one. A little bit of a a little bit questionable as to whether or not I want to draw.
You will have to disenchant an item, a magical item that you have. And you will also have to, as part of the ritual, place 1,000 gold in a magic circle, which will be consumed by the spell.
Let me also just say, you can actually, like, buy a donkey for 50 coins. We don't have to go with the bag of holding.
A donkey's a lot cheaper than a bag of holding. That is a good point.
Wow.
You can buy 3 donkeys.
you could buy math. Like 40 donkeys for the price of a bag of holding.
I mean, yeah, you could
just overwhelm your enemies
with donkeys.
Of donkeys.
I mean, you know, it's
these aren't war donkeys, mind you.
It is not
new goal.
Hey, Michelle, how much for war donkeys?
War donkeys?
I guess war horses are 400 coins.
Let's see. If a donkey and cart is 50 coins, it's probably like 30 for the donkey and 20 for the cart. So I'm gonna say it's probably like 250 for a war donkey.
Wait, what am I talking about? I have a war cat. I have like a snow leopard that follows me around everywhere. I don't need a war donkey.
I know. What are you talking about?
Also, it probably would not get along all that well with the war donkey, especially considering it has the frightening tag.
Okay, so
speaking of which, the priests in this church are probably avoiding me and Red, who are sitting in their church for probably multiple days.
I have to be right back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
Yay. Being on stream is fun. Okay. I have a question.
Well,
go ahead.
Hazel, I have a completely off-topic question for you.
What's that?
What is your video resolution set for on your camera?
I think it's 720 by 480, but I mean, obviously that's not the size. Like, it's cropped to be a square, and I think it's also zoomed in.
just because it's so smooth and so nice, and both Michelle and Docs have like very framing.
Choppy. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would guess that it has more to do with the lighting in the room than the, or maybe I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
I think it's also partially just because it's today. Because normally, well, the one time that I was here, Michelle's was moving really like fluidly, and Roll20 is kind of being a little bit of a bitch today.
But still, if you look at Hazel's camera, it's
She just won the camera lottery today.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Docs's camera is a little bit less framing than Michelle's.
Hi, I'm back. Are we buying war donkeys or what's going on?
I would like to actually buy stuff.
Yeah, why don't we actually have you buy stuff?
Okay, so I can use a hunter's bow, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna buy a hunter's bow so I can actually use that near and far.
Okay.
And then I'm going to sell my worn bow. I don't know what that would be worth.
A ragged bow is worth 15 coins to buy it.
I think it's listed on your bard sheet how much it is. Maybe I'm wrong.
What's it? Let me.
Not your
I don't think
sheet.
it tells you the prices of your items.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, because I was. Would it be considered a ragged bow then?
I'm looking right now. Yeah, it's basically the equivalent of a ragged bow.
Okay, and I'd imagine I'm not going to be selling it for 15 coins, since that's a buying price, right?
I'll let you. I don't know how that works in Dungeon World. Haggling and stuff. I'm sure that's a thing. Let me go to look at things.
I mean, if I can haggle, I'll totally haggle, but
Hazel, do you remember how much dungeon rations are?
Dungeon rations are 3 coins, 1 weight, 5 uses. It's right on my screen right now.
And that's 1 weight or 5 uses?
Yes.
I'm just gonna roll a quick thing, and I'll tell you how much you can sell it for, because that's just gonna be the easiest way to do it.
And what would be the limit if you were at load?
At load is fine. It's just
At
not
load is fine.
overload.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm buying 5 dungeon rations.
8. Okay.
You're buying 5 dungeon rations?
Oh, well, 5 uses.
Okay, I was gonna say. That seems a little excessive.
So yeah, you can sell it for 8.
And that's about 3 gold, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
3
3
gold.
gold for rations. Alright, I think I'm just gonna, like, keep the rest of my money. I have 138 left. That should be fine.
Was there anything else that you wanted to buy, Katie?
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, that's fine.
I guess probably dungeon rations since I'm out of that.
That's probably a good idea. 3 gold
So-
for 5 rations. And then that would be 1 weight. 1 weight.
And that's three or 4 uses. Where's that?
It'd be 5 uses.
5 uses. Okay, 5.
Yeah. So it's like, 3 gold for 5 uses of dungeon rations, and it's 1 weight.
Okay. And then I gotta buy more because otherwise I'm over encumbered.
Yeah, that's like apparently a thing in Dungeon World is you gotta keep buying stuff or else you'll be over encumbered.
Oh, or you, instead of buying rations, you could buy elven bread, which is 10 coins for 7 uses.
Oh, if that's available, I'm buying that.
Yeah.
I sort of figured that it was not.
I mean, there's if you can buy elven arrows, I feel like
Yeah,
you can buy elven bread.
Okay, fair enough. That does make sense.
I think I'm going to buy 5 antitoxins.
Okay.
Is there any? There's no like bad effects of drinking it, right? It
No.
just cures poison.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Let me add that.
It takes up your money and it doesn't weigh anything. I bought a bunch of antitoxins
That's why I'm
too.
buying 5 of them.
See, the other thing that I bought was the poison that what it does is it reduces damage that you do that whoever the target is does. So that way, if I apply it to myself, it's not really a big deal. I just drank some antitoxin and I'm good to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
It's just expensive.
I have one antitoxin for every bloodweed that I have. I assume that I'm going to be affected by all of them.
Finally, Hazel, do you want the oil of Taggart potion or poison?
It doesn't have any weight. I guess so.
Okay.
Probably no. Give it to the bard. The bard can convince people to drink it.
You guys
I
are
can't
awful.
Wow. I wasn't necessarily thinking like force it down their throats. Just like
Oh my gosh.
stealthily against evil people.
Yeah, I never said anything about non-evil people. But like, what if we need to like put the oil of Taggart into the horrible shadow monster so that it falls asleep? The bard might be able to convince him to drink it.
Well, in any case, the stats were put up in chat. Whoever wants it can grab it.
I am going to buy 2 healing potions.
Those are also take up lots of money and weigh nothing.
I mean, there you go. It's useful to have.
Yeah. Another thing that takes up a lot of, or doesn't actually take up much money, but doesn't weigh anything, is bandages. You can take a lot of bandages.
I
Or you guys
feel
could just get a donkey.
you could get a donkey and cart. Yeah.
And then,
Or you could get a horse. You could ride a horse and not have to walk everywhere.
oh yeah, I was
I-
actually going to say, and then I would like to buy a horse.
Actually, that does make
myself.
sense. A horse.
Because a horse is 75, so yeah, I'll buy a horse.
And it has load 10. So as long as I don't know.
So
how-
if you have load 10 and you're sitting on the horse, does that take up all of the horse's load? Or is
I
it
don't-
load you plus 10?
I mean, the thing is, like, you don't have a load. Is the thing. Like, you don't weigh anything as far as Dungeon World's concerned. I don't know how much a body weighs. And I don't feel like working that out right now on stream because that's boring.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just say that the horse has enough load that it can carry load 10 plus you and what you're wearing.
That seems
But you can't load it up with things if you're not riding it, just because reasons.
Well, I would say you can either have it carry a load 10 or it can carry you if you have a load 10.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like, the max amount of load that can be on a horse is 10.
So if you want a pack horse, you should get another horse. Or
Yeah.
you could get a cart and donkey.
Or
Worth
you could-
mentioning the horse is not sworn to carry your burdens. Only the cart and donkey is sworn to carry your burdens.
But you could also buy a wagon for 150 coins. It has a load of 40.
But you
I'm
need
gonna
a horse.
buy adventuring gear.
Adventuring gear is good. I would buy
Yeah.
that.
I have so many things that have uses to them.
A run-of-the-mill killing is so cheap. I feel like weird about not buying it, considering how cheap it is. But I don't have anyone that needs to be assassinated.
You can murder your parents.
I don't hate them that much. Probably.
Speaking of which, did you visit them at all? Did
No,
you speak
no.
with them while you were here?
I hid in the church specifically to
deliver
avoid accidentally running into them.
Okay then.
Um,
I
Is there anything else that you wanted to buy, Katie?
Yeah, they're gonna be small things though, so maybe I'll just type them out while we continue the thing, so it's not like taking up too much
Sure.
time.
So while you're thinking on that, I would actually like to have a conversation with Olivia and Axiom about what the two of you were doing while this big party was going on.
We were discussing Olivia's recent adventures among her newfound piety and her god and or goddess, which
Would you-
is
Still yet
So far,
unnamed.
still unnamed. I gotta find a good name.
But I'm just wondering, like, do you guys want to role play that out at all? Like, you guys meeting up and talking gods?
no.
No? Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's fine. Okay.
Like it's just really hard to roleplay right now, considering she doesn't even have like the name of her god decided and all that fleshed out.
Well, maybe she doesn't
Like
know it
that's
yet.
something to do.
That's the interesting.
Maybe we that could be, or we could just flash back that scene later
Okay.
at a future point.
Sure. So, how do you convince Axiom to join your group then?
Well, Axiom probably is interested in why there's a person like with a giant scary cat just sort of intimidatingly sitting in the church. If he's in the church. That seems like a potentially evil situation. Like, well, how do you know the cat is not going to murder the clergy?
Oh, I just know that it's not evil, and I'm not really worried about it murdering the clergy because I know I would be able to murder it.
Oh, I see.
I'm in the building. Nothing's gonna happen to the clergy.
That's a good question. I don't have any cough drops. I'm out. So sorry about that.
Do you tell Axiom about the Well of Shadows that you discovered?
I mean, I guess so.
And like your
I'm
adventures with
just
the
sitting in
undead?
this church with nothing to do, so I probably am telling everybody in the church about it.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
But I already said like a half hour ago that's what we were talking about.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure,
Um,
like, yeah, because a lot, yeah.
Yeah, I fill him in on the horrible mummy thing, and I don't know what we're doing next, but it's probably also going to be horrible.
Yeah, I think like Axiom like was very interested in this Well of Shadows and was about to go over there, but then Olivia told him that like they already killed all the zombies and stuff. So
Yeah, and the horrible
you'll-
shadow monster like went through a portal and is like who knows where now. It's hard to say.
and that's when I decided to join them on their next adventure because they're probably heading somewhere evil.
Yeah, see,
Okay.
next time it would be nice to have had a paladin with us. That would have helped. Maybe. We'll find out next time we fight a giant horrible shadow monster wrapped in mummy wrappings. We'll find out if having a paladin would have helped.
Okay. So, how long until you all meet up again?
Preferably
I'd say,
right now, and we'll just find an adventure.
Right, but like how much
Sorry.
time skip happened is the
Yeah.
idea. Like maybe 3 days of time skip? I don't know.
I think wasn't it already mentioned that there was 2 weeks of time skip?
It could be 2 weeks of time skip. Olivia would be getting really bored in this church after 2 weeks of time skip. Olivia would be like begging them to go on an adventure after like probably 5 days.
Because, yeah, the specific amount of time doesn't matter. I just threw 2 weeks out there, but it could be like 5 days, and Olivia's like, oh my gosh, can we just get out of this town? I'm just like, I can't be here anymore.
Like Axiom really doesn't have any intention of staying somewhere for a huge amount of time. He's kind of like only in town to look for hints or rumors about where the next big thing's going down so he can head there.
Okay.
All right, so then we meet up.
Yeah.
Yes. So now
Where are we
everyone's
going now?
meeting.
We
Very
didn't
good. Very good.
we didn't hear about any rumors of an opportunity during that last party because we met
Elaith.
started with an A. Elaith instead.
Starts with an E.
Oh, LA.
Yeah.
I remembered one thing about them and it was wrong.
Well, I mean, pronunciation, right?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So are there other towers that are unexplored that we know about?
Yeah, and I have a map.
Oh, there's a map.
And it points out 2 dark ones at the same time. So yeah, we can go explore those other 2 towers anytime you want.
50 coins worth of bandages. Yeah, let's go to one of those towers.
What are you, making yourself into a mummy? Are you becoming one of the dark ones?
You don't know about this. I'm buying this shit on my own.
I just want to point out that's like 30 uses of bandages or something like that.
It's
Is that
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
because it's
So the good news is we'll have plenty of healing in between combats available for us.
I'll have plenty of healing.
Don't worry, I have lots of bandages too.
I have my starter inventory worth of bandages.
I'm just trying to knock myself down to 100 gold. It's my goal.
You can have another party before you leave.
Buy a cottage. Buy a hovel.
I only have 20 gold, so I'm gonna use it on something silly.
A hovel. It's 20 gold exactly.
Yeah, a hovel is exactly 20 gold.
I'm not buying a hovel.
Why would I buy a hovel when
You
I
could
can
get-
live in the church?
You could get a custom
I'm
item
also
from a
on Zed's
blacksmith.
couch.
Know what else is only 20 gold? A night's worth of companionship.
That's 20 charisma coins. I don't know what that means.
Oh, it means it's 20, but you can haggle it down. So Catilyn could get a
Oh,
deal
20
on it.
minus charisma. Or
Yeah.
Is that? I don't know.
Yes, 20 minus charisma coins.
So wait a minute. A week's stay at a peasant's inn is free if you have enough charisma. Interesting.
You pay them in song.
I'll buy a month's prayers for the departed. For
Australia.
Estrelli, yeah. It costs 1 coin. And
Aw.
it puts me at an even number.
Now, I see healing from a church in there. Could Buhamut or could Olivia and Zed, could they get their curse lifted?
No.
Oh.
We already
How
asked for
are we gonna get our curse lifted?
Well, I
How
think
to uncurse self?
we may have gone to Axiom in the first place to see if he could do it, but no.
Oh yeah.
Even his god of cleansing is not enough.
What? Why not? Lay on hands.
I mean, you might get it. Does that work on it?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we're heading off to go see 2 more dark towers with potentially 2 more mummies.
I'll dedicate myself to the quest to discover the truth of the Shadow Towers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's see. Freedom from hunger, thirst, and sleep, and senses that pierce lies. All right. I hold my torch.
It muted me again. Why? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's great.
Axiom holds his torch out from in front of himself, and the torch just brightens with bright light. And he sets the torch on the ground, and holds his hands above it.
I can't hear him.
Really?
Or maybe nobody.
Someone
I can
type to
hear
her to refresh her roll 20.
A lot of technical problems
work?
today.
I think I figured out what mine was.
Okay, that's good.
I think I had hotkeys for muting stuff that I was accidentally hitting. Because
Yeah,
I'm
that'll do it.
awesome. Can you hear us, Katie?
Testing, testing. Can you hear us?
Justin, can you hear us? Agent Catilyn. No.
Hmm.
How does the character know? How does she know what question we were asking?
So you can probably see us going, "Rah, rah, rah," or whatever.
Or only like nope as in nope, it didn't work. That's how do you fix that?
Well, while she's trying to fix that, Axiom, why don't you tell us about your ritual that you undergo?
I thought of one that's kind of cool, but I'm not sure if you'll allow it to be this awesome.
Well, tell me about it, and
Like, I set the torch into the ground, and it just flares up with fire all around it, and I just sit cross-legged in the middle of the fire. Oh no, even better.
okay.
He gets a whole bunch of sticks and wood and sets that down on the ground. And then he takes his torch and it lights up with an amber light. And then he lights the wood pile with this magical fire. And he sits in the middle of this magical fire, which hopefully doesn't burn him. And he contemplates and lets the fire purify him. And then he stands and he's ready.
Okay, yeah. That's what happens. That's how you prepare yourself for this holy quest. Catilyn, can you still not hear us?
I can hear now after like
Hey,
reloading 3
nice.
times.
Well, I'm glad you got it to work. Just in time for us to take another break. So,
Hooray,
with
Almost ready to go.
Oh, I figured out what I want to spend my last 20 gold on.
okay, what's that?
20 throwing daggers.
Are you determined to keep your character impoverished but like rich of items?
Hey, I might have to use them.
Okay, I feel like having 20 throwing daggers and them not weigh anything is not in the spirit of the game.
Okay, how about we'll go with 5.
You can have 5 and they won't weigh anything, but 20 is a little too much.
Now with are they like completely done when I throw them, or can I possibly find them depending on what happens?
It's like ammunition. So
Okay.
it'll depend, like, you basically have 5 uses of a throwing dagger. You won't expend one to throw it. But if you do a volley thing and it says to mark off 1 ammo, you'll mark off 1 throwing dagger, basically.
Okay.
Interesting. That's actually a pretty helpful way to do it. Because they don't weigh very much. Well, I mean, I guess I don't know.
I mean, they don't weigh anything, but...
Right. Maybe I should buy 5 too, is what that's my point. I'm going to buy 5 also.
They're also only near, though, so you can't use them at far
Yeah.
range.
Yeah,
The
I have my
way
bow
that
for
I
far
put it
range.
in Roll20
And-
is for the cutting.
With ammo,
Yeah?
okay, this is gonna knock me down a little bit more, but I would like, can I sell my, is that even worth anything? 1 coin. Never mind, fuck it. Never mind. I was just thinking of possibly like switching my regular arrows to elven arrows, but the regular arrows are only worth 1 coin, and I don't feel like dealing with that.
I mean, you could just leave them somewhere, like in Zed's tower, and get elven arrows instead. It's up to you.
I'll just stick with what I have.
Okay. So, basically, you're all ready to set out. Are you deciding to go to the next tower?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that seems good.
Okay. So with that, we will go ahead and go to our second break. Third break. Man, tonight, you guys. So yeah, we will be back in another 5 minutes. Then we'll go into our final hour of Dungeon World Oldtown. So stick around. Thanks for watching.